Hi everybody, how you doing? I'm happy as Larry. I don't know who Larry is, but I'm as happy as he is because the sun's shining. It is absolutely glorious. I'm coffeed up and raring to go. Today I am back on the road. Unfortunately, I can't go very far. I've got a dog who is convalescing. In fact, she's in the back with me at the moment. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll know that she went in for surgery a couple of days ago. She's good. She's doing really, really well. But yeah, it's my car shutting off. But yeah, I've just got to obviously take care of her and make sure she doesn't overdo it. But unfortunately, I've got nobody to look after her. I don't want to leave her at home on her own. So I've kind of been racking my brain as to what I can do that's not going to be too strenuous for her, but still entertaining for you. Now, when I first started YouTube a little over a year ago, I put out a vlog called Hidden Sheffield, and it did really, really well. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. In fact, it's still probably one of my most popular videos now, and it was just a video about Sheffield, but showing people things that the lesser well-known aspects of Sheffield. Now, when I was kind of trying to rack my brain to come up with ideas for what to do today, something popped up on my news feed, and I have to say I was a little bit blown away by it. I was like, wow, why did I not know that this existed? So I've taken that as inspiration along with my old vlog, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go and see some weird, some wonderful, some proper loopy things in Sheffield. I have just arrived at the location of what inspired me to do this vlog. I'm in Tinsley, and who knew Tinsley had a marina? I certainly didn't. I'll tell you what, step aside Monaco, it's all about Tinsley Marina.
Once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars.
Now, I've not come specifically to show you the marina. The thing that I've come to show you is actually just a little bit further down here on the towpath. So I've parked up in the marina car park, and this is situated on about lock 2. The thing that I'm going to look at is between locks 4 and 5. So we're on the Tinsley to Sheffield Canal, which was constructed in the 1800s. I think it opened in 1819, and it was constructed to kind of link up the city centre to the River Don, because boats couldn't navigate a certain part of the River Don, so this was kind of opened up to make transportation of the steel much easier during that period. Do you know what? I've got to say, it is so lovely around here. I can't believe I didn't know this existed. It's clearly really popular for fishing around here. I've seen quite a few guys. I've not seen anybody catch anything yet. But yeah, there's people running up and down the towpath. And it's just, yeah, it's really nice. I can't believe I've not been here before. As I say, I've parked up actually in the marina, so it's quite a short walk to my destination. However, you can walk the canal, which takes you right to Victoria Quays, which was kind of like the city centre terminus, if you like. Is that a word? Is that the correct word for canals? I don't actually think it is. But, I can see what I've come to see just in the distance, honestly. When I saw this online, I was just utterly amazed. There she is. The most bizarre canal boat you've ever seen. Contrary to how realistic it actually looks, it isn't a working canal boat. It is an art installation, and it's just beautiful. It's fantastic. So it's known as the Looping Boat, and it was created by a British artist called Alex Chinneck, and it was unveiled, I think, last September 2024, and it only popped up on my news feed recently, so I'm absolutely amazed that I didn't know about it, because it really, really is it's fab. It's just so eye-catching and somewhere where you would least expect to see something like this. It was created to celebrate the history of Tinsley, Sheffield's historic waterways and its industrial heritage. In fact, the boat is actually called the Industry, and it's named after the first boat that actually passed down these waterways in 1819. I think it's really impressive. It's a bench positioned directly opposite it, a viewing bench probably. I'm quite impressed because there is a QR code on it and it gives you all the information. I'm going to try and film it. I wonder if you could scan it if you wanted some more information on it. It pretty much tells you what I've told you anyway. So, but it gives you links to a YouTube channel where you can view it and a little bit more about the artist. That was a bit harder than I thought. The camera wasn't behaving. It probably won't work at all, but you know, it's worth a try because it's quite interesting to look at the details. So the artist Alex Chinek, wow, seriously, I'd never heard of him before, but when I saw this, I was that blown away by it that I thought, oh, I just want to have a look at some of his other stuff because I do really, really love art, in particular sculptures. So I went on and had a quick look about it. It's got a website and there are lots of photographs of many of his installations. He's not originally from Sheffield, but he has been working around here for about 8 years. And seriously, check his website out because some of his sculptures are just beyond belief. They are absolutely incredible. He's only 41 and what a star, what an absolute star. Love, love, love his work. It's blooming lovely down here. It is so nice. I'm definitely going to do the walk. I think it's about 3 miles from Victoria Keys to this area. So on a sunny day, it's absolutely beautiful. And do you know, I want to go on a canal boat. I've always fancied doing it, but it's one of those holidays that you never get round to doing, is it? So can you recommend it? Has anybody been on a canal boat holiday? I think my biggest fear would be having Edward on a boat because he's a little bit clumsy and a bit kamikaze at times, so I'd probably end up spending half my time fishing him out of the water, and the dog for that matter. She'd be jumping in at any opportunity. I have arrived at my next destination and I am in the very glamorous Wincobank. Wincobank is a small area in Sheffield and it is very, very well known for a famous resident, Brendan Ingle. If you're into boxing, unlike me, you will know all about him. Brendan was born in Dublin and later moved into Sheffield to Wincobank in 1958. He was approached by the local vicar and asked if he was able to set up some kind of community centre for the unruly kids of this area. They had nowhere to socialise. Brendan didn't know anything other than boxing. So he opened up the St Thomas's Boys and Girls Club, and it's a little gym and it's just up the road, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But right now I am stood in Brendan's glove garden. So this is just a very, very small green, you can't even call it a park, it's just a little green area at the bottom of the road from where the gym is. And it was created to honour Brendan and his incredible achievements. Let me show you around because these are pretty cool. We have some giant boxing glove benches. I think they're benches anyway. They're pretty stylish. And right in the between them, if you don't get an education, someone else will always control your life. So the garden is full of apple trees, which is really, really lovely. And at the bottom of every trunk is a little plaque. I don't know if the names of the people who donated them, but let's have a look. Number 3, St Thomas's Church. Yeah, it's a really industrial part of the city, this, and we're close to Forge Masters and Meadowhall. And this little garden just offers a little bit of peace amongst its chaotic surroundings. Sadly, Brendan passed away a few years ago, but his son still runs the gym. I've just come and sat back in the car because it is a really, really busy road and there's so much traffic up and down. It's a little bit off-putting when you're trying to talk into camera and people keep papping their horns. They're not used to seeing people with cameras probably talking to themselves. But what an unassuming gym. It's, yeah, you just would not associate a building like that with the boxers that it has produced. Brendan Ingle produced 4 world champions, 6 European champions, I'm trying to remember these figures, and I think about 15 British champions. I mean, wow, what a record. I don't think there has been a boxing coach as successful as Brendan Ingle. So there's no wonder this little place is as famous as it is. So who are the boxers? I'm trying to remember some of the names. Everybody's heard of Prince Nazim. He was supposedly one of these unruly kids in the area who was brought to Brendan's gym to try and calm him down and show him the error of his ways. And it definitely worked, didn't it? In fact, there's a movie, is it a movie or is it on Netflix? But there's a film coming out about Nazim. And yeah, so Pierce Brosnan is taking the part of Brendan Ingle, which will be really interesting because Pierce Brosnan is obviously Irish and he does a cracking, he doesn't do a cracking Irish accent. I think he's actually got an Irish accent, hasn't he? Oh, come on, Rebecca, you're stupid. But what other boxers? There's been Johnny Nelson, Kell Brook. Can't remember anymore. Please let me know the famous boxers. Harold Bomber Graham, he's one. Yeah, that's it. I'm out. I'm done. So that is Wincobank and Brendan's Glove Garden, which, as I say, it's just a little patch of tranquility in what is a really, really quite manic and industrial area. So if you're into boxing, you might want to come and pay homage and yeah, and have a look round. I've come down to Kelham Island for my next stop. Kelham Island is a really cool, smart end of town now. I think if I was in my 20s, this is where I would probably want to live. The buildings are super smart, the apartments are cool, there's lots of bars and restaurants, but we've not come to have a look at the bars and restaurants. We are going to head into Kelham Island Museum. Now, the last time I came here, I was on a school trip with my son. And the reason I've brought you is because what was inside just blew me away. There's also a really nice cafe in here, so we might have to stop and have some lunch. That is a big bomb. Imagine that falling on your house, flipping heck, doesn't bear thinking about, does it? It's quite noisy in here, so at times I'm probably going to do a bit of a voiceover, I think. It's free to get in, they just ask for donations. If the recommended donation is £4. It's a great place. As I say, I came on a school trip with my son, and it certainly gets the imagination going with regards to what the steel industry used to be like around Sheffield. Right, so I brought you to Kelham Island Museum, not specifically just to look around at the museum. As good as it is, that there is something here that I think you should see, and I think that you will be impressed with, because it definitely impressed me. But before we get to that, we'll just have a quick look round at some of the other bits and bobs that they've got in here. It's not everybody's cup of tea, this type of museum. I think it's leaning a little bit more to the gentlemen than it is the ladies, but nonetheless, some of the stuff is really impressive. I mean, like this, how beautiful is that? And you can't not appreciate the stunning workmanship of the scissors that they used to make. It actually makes me a little bit sad when I come here, because it reminds me of a good friend of mine who's no longer with us, but he was part of the Ernest Wright family, and he took over the family business that traditionally made scissors. So this is pretty cool. This is a sculpture by Heppenstall. I can't remember his first name. Right, so we've got a little bit of a transport museum as well. The milk floats, do you know what? I can still remember the sound of a milk float coming and dropping the milk off, you know, at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not quite the same these days. We've got a milkman, but he comes on a pickup. It's slightly different, but hey ho. This is lovely, isn't it? Look at this beautiful stagecoach. There's something quite romantic about these, I think, isn't there? Yes, very, very beautiful. Right, so we've got some posh cars. Again, probably leaning more to the male side of my subscribers than the female. Although, you know, you can't not appreciate they are beautiful, aren't they? I love how they used to have picnic hampers on them. It was a necessity, wasn't it? A picnic hamper attached to the back of your car. Every car should have one now, I think. This is obviously going quite nice and going back to the little Mesters of Sheffield. It's a dying art form now, isn't it? But yeah, just a nice nod to the talents what these guys used to have. Look at all those saws. So this is what it's all about, the River Don engine. Now, some of you will be looking at it and thinking, you know, yeah, so what? But honestly, when you see this thing going in its full force, you can't not be impressed. So this is what we've come to see, the River Don engine, which is the most powerful steam engine. And I'll tell you what, when it gets going, it absolutely kicks up a storm.
Now prepare to experience the most powerful working steam engine in the world.
It is very quiet in here. It's a funny time though, it's about 2 o'clock, 2:30 actually, because I've just watched the engine go and that only goes at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I think Thursdays through Saturday. This is Joni's Café, which is on site at Kelham Island Museum. It's got a really, really good reputation. They've got quite a few scattered around the city, including one at the industrial hamlet as well, which is another fantastic place to visit. That I haven't been to for quite a while, so maybe I need to go there and have a look too while we're doing a little bit of industry and stuff like that. Got my flat white. Oh, coffee's good. I have ordered, let me tell you, I'm going like this because I haven't got my glasses on, the goat's cheese and prosciutto salad. It's got roasted asparagus, caramelised, oh no, sorry, I tell you, I can't read. Crumbled goat's cheese, pickled red onion, seasonal leaves, toasted walnuts, prosciutto and mustard dressing. And I've added some chicken onto that. How gorgeous does that sound? The menu is lovely. Yeah, the brunch sounds really nice. I've got Eggs Benedict and stuff like that, which is my all-time favourite thing, Eggs Benedict. I'll show you the menu now. Yeah, so I was tempted between the salad that I'm having and also the rainbow salad with roasted tender stem, pickled slaw, smashed avocado. I love avocado. But it's nice that you get all the additional extras that you can add on to there. So my salad is £12.90 and then an additional charge of £3.95 for the chicken on top. Well, that sounds nice. Wild mushroom Benedict, mixed mushrooms, poached eggs, chive hollandaise and salsa verde and a Bakewell bloomer. I have never cooked hollandaise sauce. I love it. I need to have a go at it. It always strikes me one of those things that's quite difficult. You know, you have to get the timing right. They can quite easily curdle, can't they? Things like that. So, yeah. Oh, my hair's split. Look, I've put my microphone on here and trapped my hair. Sorry, I'm probably making a right old racket there on the mic. That's better. Party in the pub, including have your special event in our little pub in the scenic Kelham Island. That's a really good idea. This is a lovely spot for a function. In fact, actually in the museum, they had a whole floor and they were getting it ready for what looked to be some kind of party. And they got fairy lights and everything. It looked really, really pretty. It's nice when you go to events in places like that. I remember going on a do for Honda in London when my other half used to work for them. And it was in the National, I forgot what it's called, the Natural History Museum, that's the one. And we actually had dinner under the dinosaur, which was fantastic. What was the dinosaur called? It's got a nickname, hasn't it? Can't remember. What's it called? Oh, I don't know. It's gone. How good does that look? It's like a poke bowl. A poke bowl. A poke bowl. I think that's how you say it. It looks and it smells divine. So I can't wait to dig in.
Morning has broken, my windows are open. Wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow? What happens tomorrow? I turn to you and hope you can guide the way. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope. So I lean on you when I've lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open.
Can you see me? I'm trying to balance the camera on my dashboard. It's not ideal, but I'm sorry, stop the press. That is probably one of the nicest lunches I have had in a very, very long time. If you are in Sheffield, in the Sheffield area, you must try Joni's. It's I've heard so many good things about it, but I've never got round to actually. There's one, I think they've got 4 in total. I know there's definitely one at Abbeydale Hamlet. I'm not sure where the other ones are. But wow, that was, like I say, the nicest salad that I've had. It's I ordered I showed you and I told you what I ordered. It was full of everything. I find that when I order salads like that, a lot of the time, they only put like a tiny little sprinkling of some of the ingredients, you know, like goat's cheese. But that one was absolutely full to the brim with everything. It had loads of goat's cheese, loads of walnuts, the pickled onion. My God, that was so lovely. I ordered, in addition to the salad, I topped it off with some marinated chicken. Didn't need it at all. It was lovely, but it was an extra £3.95. But yeah, it was so filling, you really didn't need to add that on at all. So huge thumbs up to Joni's. And I have to say, I'm just balancing my microphone on there, I've bought some naughties as well. They had a good gluten-free section. They offered loads of gluten-free options, and they'd got a cake stand, and they'd got gluten-free cannolis. Oh my God, I haven't had a cannoli for ages. So they've got loads of different flavours. They've got, that's look at that. Oh, I'm so going to enjoy this. I would eat this now, but I am stuffed to the eyeballs with that salad. I could have left half of it. It was that filling, but I didn't want to because it was so tasty. Anyway, yeah, so I've got salted caramel, chocolate, and this one, which he said was their most popular, which is lemon and pistachio. So that is my weekend treat with a nice cup of coffee or maybe a glass of wine. I don't know. Anyway, what did you think to the museum? It's an incredible place. I'm sure there were lots of men salivating at all the tools and things. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think sometimes with things like that, you can't fail but to be impressed when something is so immense as that engine is. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed the vlog as a whole. It's been a little bit different, but it's worked out quite well for me because I've been able to come to and fro from the house to obviously keep the dog with me as much as I can and only leave her for short spells. I've enjoyed doing it. I've seen some things that I've not seen before, as I hope you have too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Morning has broken, my windows are open.